Is the Salt Flats the new Piston Cup? Like, is it Cars on the Road's version of the Piston Cup? So then they can just go crazy releasing a ton of racers. Like in Cars 3, there were like 3 generations of Piston Cup racers they could pull from. The old generation with Doc Hudson, the stock cars, and then of course the new next generation. I don't know, there certainly aren't as many in Cars on the Road, but there are more to release. Of course, we saw the big diesel truck, we saw some of those longer land speeders, there were a couple more classic rods, so who knows, but if anything, it certainly is like a mini Piston Cup because we've already gotten 3 racers. You know, Revo Kos here, who we are reviewing today, Datz Jammin yesterday, and Royce Revsley from a couple weeks ago. And like I said, there are far more to release. So I'm excited to see what they end up doing, if they end up pulling from the Salt Flats for the majority of the merchandise. I mean, you certainly won't be able to pull all that much from trucks because you're just going to be releasing like different colored semis. I don't see them doing that. And there's like a couple other episodes where it's like, yeah, you probably can't do all that much. Like the Legend episode, you know, after you get the hunters out of the way and like Ivy with Moss, you're done, right? All right, but yeah, guys, we have Revo Kos here today. Now, a lot of people already know who he is from the color changer version that came out a couple months ago. As I talked about in my review of Datz Jammin yesterday, I cannot believe that we've had those color changers for like 2 months, and now we're finally, over 2 months, we're finally getting the diecast versions of those characters that have already kind of become fan favorites. Now, he is in 2022 Singles Case M, which is not out in stores anywhere yet at the time I'm recording this, which is Sunday, October 16th. You will see this on Tuesday, October 18th, most likely. And so, yeah, kind of strange. Hopefully it comes out soon, but yeah, so far only in this case, but I would not be surprised if he returned in 2023. And I'll leave the link, by the way, for my unboxing of that case in the description. And card suggestion, it's a really great case to end off the year on. I don't think it's the best case of the year. I think case L was, but it certainly is a really good one. Now, it's going to pay me to open this guy up because, of course, him and Greebles were on perfect cards. And yet, you know, there was only one of them in the case. And there were 2 Noriyuki and Datz Jammin, and neither of them were on perfect cards. So it's like, wow, just wonderful luck there. Absolutely adore that. But no worries, I'll get one in the future. But yeah, I like his artwork. Now, I do want to point out, while we have it here, that it's not very accurate to the diecast, or the diecast isn't accurate to the artwork. You can see that on his hood, like this kind of explosion pattern, this design that's like looks like it's exploding, is blue, but on the card art there it is purple. And actually the color changer did a better job of getting the color right there. So I'm going to say I'm a bit disappointed with that right off the bat. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it definitely should be purple, or at least more purple than it is on the diecast there. Now, obviously he is new for 2022, even though he was released as a color changer. This is his first time as a diecast 155 scale car. On the back here, you can see Racing Santa Cruz, Road Trip McQueen, Datz Jammin, who looks awesome, as I told you guys yesterday. Now, Revo here, he's got a nice expression as the stock image here, but that is not exactly what we get. Like, I don't know, it's similar, but that, I don't know, this looks better to me. I guess he kind of has like black eyeliner. And he does even on the diecast there. I don't know. This looks better. Greebles and Noriyuki. Now, all 3 of these guys, Noriyuki, Datz, and Revo, will be in the Walmart exclusive Salt Flats 9-pack coming out soon. That pack will also include Royce Revsley, Sarah Cogs, Lightning McQueen, and Mater with salty tires, and an exclusive, well, I guess those are also kind of exclusive, but an exclusive primarily of Peggy Liner, who is that super long car that darts right in front of McQueen and Mater during the episode. But I'll be right back with Revo all opened up. I know I always complain about the salty tires on any Salt Flats release, but truly they look particularly bad on Revo Kos. They make him look like a Christmassy release, and He's not supposed to be. News alert, if you guys weren't sure. Yeah, this is not snow. This is salt, as I've joked about before. But they just don't look good on Revo because they protrude so much. Like with Datz, completely fine because they're covered and you can't see them unless you flip over the base. Now on Royce, you kind of have the same thing going, but I don't know, they just look a little bit better on him. They're smaller, they're enclosed a little bit, especially there in the back. And he's also lower to the ground. I don't know why, but the fact that the tires just look thicker and they raise him up a little bit just makes him look a little bit more unrealistic. They should, as I always say, make the salt look like mud. Like you just have to translate this texture or this design over to the salt flats releases and just color it white. Like that's all you have to do. Should not be that hard. Even in the show, in the episode, you see a Pity scraping the salt off a tire and the tire does not appear to be completely caked, inundated with salt. So yeah, that's my rant on Revo. There he is. Of course, McQueen identifies him as a classic rod because he is similar to like, River Scott, Junior Moon, and all those guys from Doc's racing days. And I will compare him to them momentarily here. But let's just focus on Revo. He is a new, unique model. So even though he's similar to those guys, he is not the same. He's got a plastic intake here, which is pretty cool. Not too shabby. Nice expression. Again, I don't mind it. Of course, this should be purple, so that's another drawback in my opinion. I like these two little lines here. That's nice detailing. His number is 115, J12071. Those graphics are a little fuzzy. Honestly, they look clear on the color changer version here, which is a little scary, but yeah, they will do the trick. You have his exhaust pipe here on the side, on both sides. R34A means he was produced during the 34th week of 2022 at the A factory. So, several weeks after the midpoint of the year. So I think that would put him around like late July, early August is when this guy was produced. You have 115 there on the roof. Same graphics over here. I like the blue wheels. Those look good. Like the blue color on him, the teal. That's pretty cool. It's a nice color. It really pops out. And you have 115 here again on the bolted trunk and MCL. Wish I knew what that stood for, but of course I don't. And then he has like a spot for a license plate with his bumper here, but no license plate. And I'm sure that's accurate. Like you don't really need it when you're out lawlessly racing on the salt flats. I shouldn't say lawlessly. They have laws out there, but it just seems like any man for himself. You could just go do whatever you want. And yeah, that's kind of the vibe that gives off. Even, when McQueen and Mather first get onto it, they're like, where's the road go? McQueen's like, we could do whatever we want. Want to race? So comparing him to the color changer version, I do thoroughly believe that this color is far more accurate for the stripes here in the front. Like 100% more accurate. But I think that, this is a dull teal. It should be a little bit brighter. Now, I find it funny that his mouth is also closed on the color changer, but it's smiling on the diecast. You had the same exact conundrum with Datz Jammin. Closed mouth, smiling on the diecast. I don't know, that's a little weird to me. Maybe they try and make it a thing with color changers that color changers can't have an open mouth because it's more difficult or something. I don't know. Could make sense though. But yeah, the color changer served his role. That's a baby 115. The diecast has a monster 115 on the roof there. Yeah, really, the color changer ain't so bad. It's got nice tires. They're black instead of the goofy snow tires. He's got a more accurate front here. Not missing really any details. Like, you still have all the decals. Wow, yeah. So, Revo, I'm not a big fan of so far. I definitely think there are better on the road releases so far. He would probably rank in the bottom couple for me. Yeah, unfortunately, but that's just how it is. Not everyone's going to be a home run. Like, I truly do believe Datz, Jammin, and Greebles were essentially home runs for all intensive purposes. All right, here you have River Scott, quite similar to his model, and you'll see it here, especially in the back. Like, their backs are super duper similar with the windows and the bolted trunks. You can see the bolts going around that patch, and then the half window. but their fronts are where they differ the most. Same kind of deal here with Caleb Worley, for example, who's the same model as Floyd Morgan. Duke Coulters is also a similar model as these guys as well. Not sure if he's identical, but pretty much around the same. And last but not least of this kind of classic rod model is Junior Moon, who's the most different, but still worth showing. Alrighty guys, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for Revo Kos. Again, not one of my favorites. I'd probably give him like a C, C minus, because 1, the tires look bad, 2, the color's off, and 3, was there a third problem? I mean, I don't know. The color changer version basically does the job, and it's been out for 2.5 months already. Same thing with Datz Jammin's, but the Datz Jammin diecast brings so much more than the color changer, you know. I mean, indisputable. But these two are buddies. They are inseparable now. It's kind of wild to say that they were released as color changers together. They were released as diecast singles together. They are going to be in a 9-pack together. The only thing that they weren't in is that 2-pack with Royce Revsley, you know, the accessory 2-pack that I unboxed in my review of Datz, to get Datz, of course, but basically in place of the single unboxing. You guys know, you gotta watch that video to understand what I'm saying. But yeah, these two are best buds, at least in our head canon, because of the way Mattel has released them. But you guys let me know, out of these 3, which is your favorite Salt Flats racer? I'm sure we will get more in the future, almost a fact. But yeah, we only have these 3 so far, and I guess it shouldn't even be only. I mean, that's kind of a lot. My favorite is Datz. I love Royce, though. Like, Royce would be my favorite. Like, he is eons ahead of Revo Kos, but Datz Jammin is just so unique. I am a big fan of him. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon for another one. Oh, I mean, Datz is just so much sexier than both of these two clowns. Bye now.